Have you ever stayed in a relationship even when you knew it was hurting you? Even when something deep inside you kept saying this isn't right, but you still chose to stay? You kept hoping things would change, that maybe one day they would finally understand your value. But they didn't, and still you stayed. Here's the truth most people don't realize. You don't accept the love you want, you accept the love you think you deserve. And that one belief quietly controls your entire love life. Think about it for a moment. Why do some people keep ending up with partners who ignore them, disrespect them, or don't truly care? It's not just bad luck. It's not coincidence. It goes much deeper than that. It's about how they see themselves. Because the way you love yourself becomes the standard for how others love you. If deep inside you feel like you're not enough, you will accept someone who treats you like you're not enough. If you feel like you're lucky just to have someone, you will tolerate things you should never tolerate. And slowly, without even realizing it, you start calling pain love. Have you ever made excuses for someone who hurt you? You told yourself, they're just busy, or they didn't mean it, or they'll change. But deep down, you knew the truth. You knew you deserved better, yet you stayed. Why? Because a part of you believed this was the best you could get. And that belief is dangerous, because it traps you in a cycle where you keep choosing people who confirm your fears. It's like your mind is trying to prove your insecurities right again and again. This happens because of something called self-worth. Your mind tries to match your outside world with what you believe inside. So if you believe you are not worthy of real love, you will subconsciously choose people who treat you that way. It's almost like your brain is saying, see, this is what you deserve. And the worst part is, it starts to feel normal. Because your brain would rather choose familiar pain than unfamiliar happiness. Even if something hurts you, it can feel comfortable if it's what you're used to. Maybe you grew up in a place where love was not consistent. Sometimes you felt valued, and sometimes you felt ignored. So now, as an adult, you find yourself chasing people who give you just enough attention to keep you attached. Not real love, just small pieces of it. And you hold on to those small moments, hoping they mean something bigger. But real love doesn't come in pieces. Real love doesn't leave you confused. It doesn't make you question your worth. Love is not supposed to feel like a constant struggle. It's not supposed to drain you or make you feel anxious all the time. Real love feels safe. It feels calm. It feels secure. You don't have to beg for attention or wonder where you stand. If you constantly feel insecure or afraid of losing someone, that's not love. That's fear mixed with attachment. And many people confuse the two because they were never shown what healthy love looks like. So they settle. They settle for less effort, less respect, less care. And over time, they start shrinking themselves just to fit into someone else's life. They stop expressing their needs. They stop speaking up. They stop being who they truly are. All just to avoid being left alone. But in doing that, they lose themselves completely. And that's the real cost of accepting less than you deserve. Here's something you need to understand. The moment you start accepting less, you teach people to give you less. People treat you based on what you allow, not what you say you deserve, but what you actually tolerate. If you keep accepting disrespect, you will keep receiving disrespect. If you keep chasing people who don't choose you, you will keep feeling unchosen. And slowly, it starts to break your confidence from the inside. But the good news is, this cycle can be broken. And it starts with one simple question. What do you truly believe about yourself? Do you believe you are worthy of real, healthy love? Do you believe someone can love you without hurting you? Or do you feel like you have to earn love, chase it, and prove yourself just to be chosen? Because if you believe love has to be earned, you will always feel exhausted in relationships. You'll keep giving more than you receive. You'll keep hoping that one day, someone will finally see your worth. But the truth is, the right person doesn't need to be convinced. They don't need to be chased. They don't need constant reminders to treat you right. They just do. Because they value you. And more importantly, because you value yourself. Self-worth is not just something you feel, it's something you choose. It's the decision to stop accepting what hurts you. It's the decision to walk away from what disrespects you. It's the decision to choose yourself, even when it's difficult. And yes, it will be difficult. Walking away from someone you love is painful. Letting go of something familiar feels uncomfortable. But staying in something that slowly destroys you is even more painful. You deserve a kind of love that doesn't make you doubt yourself. You deserve someone who sees your value without you having to prove it every day. You deserve consistency, respect, and peace. Not confusion, not anxiety, not emotional ups and downs. But that kind of love starts with you. When you start respecting yourself, you stop chasing people who don't respect you. When you start valuing yourself, you stop settling for less. When you truly believe you deserve better, you naturally begin to attract better. Your standards change. Your mindset changes. Your choices change. And suddenly, the things you once tolerated no longer feel acceptable. That's when real growth begins. So if you're listening to this right now and you feel like you've been accepting less than you deserve, take this as your sign. A sign to stop settling. A sign to raise your standards. A sign to finally choose yourself. Because at the end of the day, the relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. If you don't respect yourself, others won't either. If you don't value yourself, others won't see your value. Everything starts from within you. And always remember this one simple but powerful truth. You don't get the love you want. You get the love you believe you deserve. So start believing you deserve more. If this message connected with you, don't ignore it. Sometimes one realization can change your entire life. Subscribe to Sticky Lesson for more real and powerful ideas like this, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it today. Because sometimes, one message can be the beginning of a completely new life.